Yeah, pleased just the kind of application of the players. I think we always knew that we'd have to shut them down and stop them, getting time and space and momentum. I thought we did that really well without the ball, but also on attack. I felt like we delivered a lot of what we'd worked on in the week around trying to attack Scotland in the right way. And although we conceded late in the first half, I thought the scoreline was a reflection of our dominance in the game, and maybe we could have been one or two more scores up.
There was a little wobble kind of like right at the end of the first half and into the early stages of the second half, but how pleased were you with how ruthless you were when you did get a chance then, just after that 50-minute mark?
Yeah, I think you're always going to come up against a purple patch. Scotland playing the way they do, they were missing missing Finn Russell and Darcy Graham, and hopefully he's okay. But we always know that they're going to come out the blocks and try and stress the team defensively and the way they play the game. And at times we dealt with it really well, and at times they stretched us, and that's part of the game. And I thought we scrambled well. We managed to kind of turn around a few situations where they got a little bit of ascendancy. And we kept them at arm's length, and then we had the opportunity then to go at the other end and be clinical with the ball.
Steve?
How, as captain, how enjoyable a performance was that from your point of view by Ireland today?
Yeah, very enjoyable. We know that they're a confident outfit, and rightly so, and we've spoken about a fast start, and I think we did that pretty well, scoring within the first 10 minutes and applying quite a bit of pressure. When you get up a couple of scores, it's very enjoyable. It's enjoyable being a part of this group in general. Lads love representing the group, representing the country, and it was a very enjoyable one today.
And Sandy, just your thoughts on young Sam Prendergast's performance today?
Yeah, he was good, wasn't he? He playing in a different game away from home. He delivered not only in terms of kind of mix in his game, attacking the line, his kicking game, but also off the tee he was excellent, and it allowed us to probably keep staying ahead and keep pushing out the scoreline, which on some other days it's tighter than it needs to be, but I thought Sam was excellent, and he was good across his game, both in attack and defence.
Cian and then Murray.
Son, your destiny's in your own hands now after what happened on Saturday night. Like, what's your message to the players now going forward, and to the supporters as well, who I suppose are daring to dream?
Yeah, I mean, I think we set out at the beginning of this championship to work hard, keep getting better, keep challenging each other in terms of the standards, and I think we're seeing some of that today. There is an opportunity which has been well documented. We got to make sure that we prepare in the right way for Wales and go to the Millennium Stadium with the same sort of mindset that we came here with.
How much of the point of difference do you think the pack was, in particular the scrum, and Finlay seems to do really well again in Todd's absence? Yeah,
I thought the forward pack was excellent. I thought our set piece attack was good, but our set piece D was excellent, and that's so difficult for a team to get into their rhythm when they're getting scrappy ball, and there's delivery of line-outs and scrums isn't what they'd like. So I think that kind of forward unit, both sides of the ball, attack and defence, delivered a great platform for us.
Caelan, can I just ask about the two periods, the one with the yellow card where he got held up a couple of times, and then early in the second half when they did get a perfect match? What were the kind of messages or from the chat during those?
Backing what we do. I mean, the game over here 2 years ago epitomised the kind of calm and chaos, trusting in the ability to figure things out as we go on the pitch. So I think it was the most experienced Irish team ever in terms of caps today, and I think that showed in terms of the calmness there, coming in together, taking a breath, acknowledging where we're at, getting back to plan pretty quickly, and yeah, we saw that today, we saw that 2 years ago, and I think it's been a strength of ours over the last number of years.
How nice moment was the try for you personally, and how important is it to kind of lead the way with those carries?
Yeah, I love carrying. It's probably my favourite part of the game. Tries don't come too frequently for me. I think it's only my second in Six Nations, so yeah, it was a nice moment.
Okay, that's it for the live section, and we'll just continue on with embargoes. Jerry, if you'd like to do that.
You've have settled for this, would you, when you started 10 points after 2 games down?
Yeah, definitely. Especially England at home, first game of the championship, to do what we did last week. It wasn't nowhere near perfect, but we knew that this was always be a pivotal game in the respects to coming away from home, the history of the game, everything that we've kind of felt like we could put into place, and I think it didn't. It didn't disappoint in terms of a performance from our end. It was crucial that we did what we did today and continue that momentum.
It's not an easy competition to win away from home, and as we saw yesterday, that makes, I think people don't perhaps appreciate that, and that's what makes a bonus point win in Murrayfield all the better.
Yeah, for sure. I think, I thought we played in the right way here away from home, and Sam was a big part of that in terms of the way he sort of dictated where we played in the game. Part of that was us forcing ourselves on Scotland and not letting up and not allowing them to dictate at home the pace or the momentum of the game. And I think it's a vital part of playing away from home, making sure that you attack the game in the right way, but you also play in the right areas and allow yourself to get into the game.
You obviously sent Jack on at fullback. Is that something that you may look at again, or obviously didn't get much of possession?
Yeah, exactly. I think that the game sort of changed a bit in that last 15, but I think it was just a bit of a chat with Goody around getting a couple of first receivers on the pitch, and felt like we could play two-sided against them. So it was just and actually Jack's first involvement was a great Gary Owen take, wasn't it? Like, it was a brilliant receive at the back. So and we felt like a bit of freshness on there was going to be important in that last 10-15 minutes, and but they probably had more possession than we had in that period.
It looks like you came through relatively unscathed, apart from Monks Bruce, and you have a few guys potentially back for the Wales game.
Yeah, that would be the case. A few guys will go back now and play for their provinces this week, but it looks like at the moment we're in pretty good health.
Rory, and then Ruth.
Yeah, so there never seems to be any panic in this team. You lost Tyke Furlong, Joe McCarthy, you lose Matt Hansen on Friday. It's like, that's obviously been a work in progress over the last few years, and there just seems to be business as usual, next man up.
Yeah, I think Caelan's right though. 2 years ago we came here and had a bit of chaos, and even though Foggs thought that his world was about to end, actually the players came in and Faz spoke in the way that just allowed them to think, you know what, it's a challenge, let's get on with it. And we've faced those challenges head on, I reckon, over the last couple of years, and we've dealt with them, and we haven't allowed it to kind of derail us in any way. And I think that's it's just the group that we've got. Like Caelan said, the number of caps and experience we've got in the group is it allows you to make good decisions, and guys have had experiences throughout their career that allow them to make good decisions in those moments, and it means then that we're pretty calm and accurate then on the back of it.
Ruth, then Murray, Neil, to wrap up, please.
Caelan, just on Pete, a lot was made of him starting this week. Just how big a role does he still play within this side?
Yeah, lads love having him around camp. He's such a big presence for us. Even last week when he wasn't involved in the matchday 23, he still adds a lot during the week. So much experience, so much IP. He's been there and done it all at this stage. He loves playing against Scotland, so there's an extra edge to him in training this week. And as a fellow back row, he's someone I love playing with and having there beside me. So no, it was great to have him.
Trying to get him to lift the trophy for the photo at the end with yourself there? He was being pushed in.
Yeah, well, he was trying to get me to lift it, and I thought he was going to stitch me up and not have anyone else celebrate. So they ended up pulling my top up, which was nice.
Simon, you mentioned a few guys who've been unlucky to miss out or disappointed. Do you feel like there might be scope given the team to do that?
Yeah, it's a tough one. Like, no one wants to give up wearing the jersey. No one wants to give up the opportunity to kind of play and perform and it's a tricky one. We're very, very fortunate. Like you say, we've lost a few players. In the last couple of weeks, Mac on Thursday, but I don't think there's many players that are going to be going, you know what, I don't fancy playing this next game or the next one. So yeah, it'll be a balance. We're going to make sure that we keep keep growing the group and growing the experiences, and hopefully that means that some will get an opportunity, but obviously some others won't.
And Simon, you referenced 2 years ago when there was the injury chaos. In the early stages when Tyke Byrne and Ryan Baird both get pinged for the HRs, with party thinking, oh, here we go again.
It was kind of it was a bit strange to have both of them go off in a similar time, but thankfully they came back. Again, it wasn't something that we were particularly concerned about. We dealt with it pretty well, and and I think not long after that they had a little bit of an issue, didn't they, with Finn Russell and Darcy Graham. So that's the way the game is, and I thought whatever was coming our way today, I felt like we were in a good place to deal with it, and that was one of them.
Last question, Stephen.
Yes, Simon, can I just ask your thoughts on the next game against Wales and what you've made of them so far?
It's difficult. There's so much passion and so much support for their national team, and at the moment they're in a tough place. They probably didn't. They weren't particularly happy with the weather yesterday, because I think that probably fell into once they got behind, it was hard to play in those conditions. So they certainly showed as the game went on that they got stronger and they were able to get back in the game. We just didn't probably have long enough to do that. So look, we know that it's a hell of a place to go and play. The roof will be closed. The atmosphere will be like it is every time you play in the Millennium Stadium against Wales. 75,000 passionate people that want and will their team to success. So I'm a big believer in making sure that we play each game as it comes, and that'll be no different. We'll enjoy this week, a bit of downtime, but we'll make sure we get prepared well for that Welsh challenge.